Hello. In this video, we'll be looking at the meeting agenda. That means how to have a meeting, how to arrange a meeting, how to decide the agenda of the meeting. Now, every site engineer has to go through one or the other meetings in their career. When I say one or the other, trust me when I say this, in reality, hundreds and thousands of meetings. So every site engineer has to understand the level of complexity or the problem that needs to be solved in every meeting. Why do we do meetings in construction is because the problems are day to day. Every day you have a different problem. Every day you have a different concern. Every day you have a different confusion. To solve it, these are not mathematical. These are decision making. Hence, to make the decision, it will always help if the site engineer gets into a meeting, discusses with the project manager, brings out ideas, compile the ideas, find the best solution, and implement it. Hence, an agenda is a list of meeting activities in order to which they are to be taken up. So, what agenda are we talking in the meeting? What is the call to order? What is the ending of the meeting? What is the outcome of the meeting? Normally, just for one problem, meetings won't happen. Normally, it is for multiple problems. So, this is something that we'll be looking at in this video. Now, what does a meeting agenda must include? First is the objective of the meeting. Why are we meeting? Because everyone is busy with their own works and own tasks, handling their labors, handling their team, handling their work, handling clients, handling vendors. So why must we meet? So that itself should be strong enough to bring people. That is why meeting objective becomes very important. Second is, what are the context documents? That means, what are the documents involved in this meeting? What are the documents required for this meeting? And what are the documents that needs to be referred for this meeting? Because you will have hundreds of documents inside, it is very important for which document to be selected for this kind of meeting. Third is the duration. The duration has to be set by the host of the meeting. They have to come together and say, you know what, we have to find a solution in the next 45 minutes, or we have to find a solution in 1 hour. Will it happen? That's a different question. Normally inside, some problems which we have kept meeting for 1 hour will get solved in 5 minutes. And some meetings which you have kept for 10 minutes goes to 1 hour. So there is, of course, a difference in time, but it is very important for us to go with the mindset that this is a 1 hour meeting, this is a half an hour meeting. Considering that we will be having a lot of calls to take, we'll be having a lot of other meetings to get into as well. Next is the next steps or the outcome. So outcome of the meeting means, what did we actually achieve with the meeting? What are we going to take away from the meeting? How are we going to put it back in the site? How is it going to help the construction of the project? That comes in your next steps. The fifth point in terms of agenda should be meeting topics. Objective is, why are we meeting? But meeting topics means, what are we covering? Why and what? Very important in a meeting. So meeting topics means, what are the list of topics that needs to be covered? And hence, all these topics, are they covered or not? If covered, what is the outcome? If not covered, what should be done in the next meeting? That is something that happens in this meeting agenda. And at last, the site engineers will have to write a minutes of meeting as well. Minutes of meeting is basically the summary of the meeting, which will include who all attended the meeting, when did it start, when did it end, what was the objective, what is the outcome, what was the reason, what was the duration. All those things comes under minutes of meeting. Hence, it is very important for site engineers to understand the importance of meeting and importance of not just meeting internally, along with client meeting, vendor meeting, architect meeting. There are multiple meetings that will be happening at the same time as well. So what are the various types? The first one will be the kickoff meeting or the morning kickoff meeting, which is also called as a toolbox meeting. So in these kind of meetings, it will be based upon what are the tasks for today. So this is where the site engineer comes, gets all the labor in front of them and tells, these are the tasks for today. Name the 3 tasks. Name the team which will be working in which task, in which location, and talk to the safety team and tell them what all safety PPE kits have to be provided to these kind of labors. So those teams will be done in terms of labor teams, and the kickoff meeting will happen. The second kind of meeting is a client contractor review meetings. So based on the performance of the contractor, the client will bring the contractor for meeting on the review, whether they are doing on time, whether they are not doing well, whether there is an issue, whether they are happy with it. So these kind of review meetings will happen. Next, we have weekly heads up meetings. In heads up meeting, it is more of contractor taking the role of a host and telling the client that, see, next week we are going to do this. If there is billing involved, you need to pay advance or you need to pay according to that. Or if there is any other clearance required, the client has to get the clearance done. So it is a heads up meeting from the contractor side. Then we have team meetings, which will happen according to teams under the contractor. So planning team meeting will happen, procurement team meeting will happen, execution team meeting, billing team meeting, quality team meeting, safety team meeting. All these kinds of team meetings will happen as well. And at last, we'll have the monthly review meetings where the contractor and the client will sit together. And sometimes just the contractor will sit with the team and discuss upon each month what did we bill, what was projected, what was actual, how much is the negative cash flow or the positive cash flow, and take it to the next level. So these are how the ways how the meetings are happening inside and how a site engineer should understand the meetings inside. Just to give an example, this is how a meeting agenda sample looks like. So have the roles and expectations have to be given out. So who is coming, who are the people involved in the meeting, and what are the expectations of each team. Let's say the contractor is calling for a meeting between planning, procurement, billing, quality, and safety. So if the project manager is calling all these heads or managers or engineers, then each person's expectation also will be put up. So what does the project manager expect from the planning team? What does they expect from the procurement team? So these kind of expectation will happen on a weekly meetings. And in project kickoff meeting, now one is a morning kickoff meeting, the other one is a project kickoff meeting. In this project kickoff meeting, we will be looking at how do we start the project. And this is something that the planning team will take forward. Hence, we'll look at introduction of the project. We look at the overview of the project. What are the goals of the project? Roles and responsibility definitions. Who will be working on what? And how much will they be working? What kind of resources will be given to them? Then we have deadlines and milestones. So what deadline is provided to the execution team? The planning team has to give it. And if there are any phase by phase completion, then you will have to give out milestones also. Then we'll have to go through the deliverables. So what all should we hand over at the end of the project? Is it just a plain building or is it just some asset? Is it some technology? Is it a tool? Is it a machinery? All those things as well. Then we identify the constraints. Constraints as in what are the obstacles for us from stopping us to complete the project on a deadline. So what all challenges the contractor is facing, those needs to be listed down. And then the scope will be defined and the next steps is basically the execution will start. So this is how meeting agendas are done. Now these two are very simple formats of a team meeting. So in team meeting, we'll have the planning team, logistics team, promotion team, which is marketing team. So they'll have the stages, they'll have the start date, they'll have the due date, they'll have the department with which they have to get the permission from, and assignee. That means who is taking that work. And in the minutes of meeting, you can clearly see the date, who are the attendees, who were supposed to come but are absent, and if there is a quorum or not. Next, we get into commencement time. What is the meeting structure? And once the meeting structure is done, agenda item number one. For agenda item number one, what are the notes? If it is any election or voting that needs to be done to take a decision, then votes and then action items. So to get yes or no, what are the actions to be taken? And then we go for agenda item number two. So this is how minutes of meeting and a team meeting are handled in site. So this is a basic understanding of meetings inside and how site engineers need to be aware of these things whenever you want to get into the next level as a better civil engineer inside. So see you in the next video. In the next video, we'll be looking at the documentation at site. So see you in the next video. Thank you.